Good morning, YouTube. I am just so happy and joyful this morning. It's just pathetic. It's just unbelievable. I'm just so full of ecstasy this morning. It's just a absolutely fabulous day outside. I mean, perfect temperature, just a light breeze and nice sunshine and uh, perfect temperature. I'm 65 right now, and we'll get up to 70 today, and it's just going to be a marvelous day. And I'm just so looking forward to it. And looking forward to working on my journals today, and looking forward to getting outside and working with flowers and trees and different things like that. And it's just going to be a marvelously good time. Listening to the infinite mind, giving me ideas and filling me with more and more energy. If I can hold any more, it's just marvelous. And this morning I'm going to with breakfast. I'm going to have a good breakfast with coffee. I'm going to make some brewed coffee this morning from Organic Gold Brew Cup, and try out my use my Presto Maggio again to do that with. And this morning I'm going to listen to one of Tanya Love's programs that I think was especially a very special good program, one of her best programs, and it was the one where she was interviewed with Julie Caraccio, and she's speaking about auric healing to raise consciousness, uh, and I think that was a very very good interview, and she was really in her finest form, and I'm gonna listen to that, and I'm gonna enjoy my coffee and my breakfast this morning. We'll see what her and Julie have to say this morning. I know it's going to be marvelous.
Hey everyone, what is an auric healing? How does today's guest work with angels? Why would you want to work with angels? How do they help with healing? We're going to talk about that and much, much more this afternoon. I am Skyping in from home in Raleigh, here in the Southeast. Pax is doing his thing. We've got 4 inches of snow, it looks like. So excuse that I'm not in the office, but everything's always meant to be as it is. So hopefully you'll enjoy my nice purple background. So, in tonight's Reawaken You, I had something happen to me recently where I had said something to someone, and as I get older, I'm trying to be authentic all the time, tell the truth, and still honor myself. And so I said to someone, you really don't seem like you want to work with me on something, and that's fine, but if you could let me know, I'd appreciate it. And they wrote back, and they're like, oh, no, of course I want to work with you and honor what I gave you. And I thought, okay, my intuition is not telling me that, but I'm going to honor that what I am feeling is true, but also be open and listen to what they say. And then they try to turn it around on me. Oh, well, it's your fault that this didn't happen. And I was like, not really. And was able to take a step back. And I honored my intuition. And the reason why I bring that up is so many times people will try to project to us, put their issues on us, and get your mind all twisted. And then when someone says, oh, your intuition's wrong, then you maybe start that self-doubt of like, maybe it is wrong. So I want to encourage you this week to listen to your intuition. And if someone is saying, hey, your intuition's not right, just take a step back and honor that, or check in with someone that you trust. We'll also talk to today's expert about it as well. But that is your homework assignment for this week. All right, I'm going to tell you about today's guest. Tanya Love is a powerful, aligned, and aware intuitive healer. She works with the angelic realms, spirit guides, and often connects with loved ones who have left their physical form. Tanya tunes in and listens to messages she is given through inner knowing, inner sight, or emphatically feeling. She has assisted thousands of humans and animals along her interesting and often miraculous life journey. Tanya was summoned into service by her angels and told she needed to remember who she was and that it was her time to lead her tribe in a great global shift of consciousness. She leads healing mentorships and retreats and assists those who are summoned to her. She allows the angels to guide those who are ready for the truth of Source to her. Tanya will assist anyone who is ready and truly feels fulfilled when a hurting soul comes back into their power and light. Welcome, Tanya!
Hi, thank you so much for having me. And thank you for everyone who's tuning in.
Yes, and we're super excited. Remember, this is interactive, so if you have a question for Tanya, you can chat the question. I'm happy to ask her, or you can call 919-518-9773 or Skype to Computers 2K Voice. So let's get started. What is an auric healing?
Okay, well, basically, as an auric healer, I tune in and connect with the angelic realms, and I step into the space around the human physical form. So a lot of us, when we have issues going on, like sickness or different kinds of things that are happening on a physical level, that would be in our human form, our physical form. And then there's layers around the physical form that are your emotional body, your mental body, the spiritual body, and all of that is contained within the auric field. So the auric field, if you kind of visualize like this bubble that contains everything of your soul, everything you've ever been, that's where all that information is contained, is in that auric field. And so I tune into that space, and I will be shown sometimes through inner vision, or I'll just feel empathic connection to the human or the animal, where, like, for example, I'll feel a pain in my knee, in my right knee, and then after I'll talk to them, so is there something going on in your right knee? I sensed energy there, and I felt, pain touch me. And so as I tune in that way, there's all these levels of how spirit will talk to me and communicate through me, through inner knowingness, where you're talking about intuition. That inner voice and inner knowingness is it's a very important part of our shift that we're going through right now. We've been very much conditioned to come from a place of logical, just doing things, and it's all very logical and it's all brain activity. And we're now having this opportunity to cross the bridge into sixth sensory living, which is more about the feminine energies and principles of receptivity and, empathic gifts, intuition. All of that is helping us to bring into this unity consciousness of the feeling and the logic and the physical, with also the ethereal, the intuitive, the emotional. All of that is very important. So in an auric clearing, I'm tuning in and listening to all of that. I basically look at myself as just a channel for spirit, and I'm just I call myself a secretary for spirit. I'm just a really good listener, and I tune into the subtle energies, and I've always done this, but it's interesting, as a child, what I felt made me kind of feel nuts. Like, why do I know all this stuff about people? As I've gotten older and more mature and been taught lessons through my life of how to really understand this and use it as a gift, it's really, my life's just taken off in a really beautiful way as a healer, and I just feel humbled to be a part of this work. It's so miraculous. I've witnessed so many miracles through it. So
I have a couple questions about the angelic realm. So, for instance, one of my favorite movies is It's a Wonderful Life. So when Clarence gets his wings. So when you're talking about the angelic realm, do you mean angels like Clarence, and are only archangels? And please explain to people what archangels are for those who don't know. I mean, is there like a billion angels? What is the whole angel world like?
Okay. Well, first of all, when I'm assisting in an auric clearing, I'm tuning into very high vibrational. You could think of them as legions of light. They're the higher ascended masters and archangels. And the reason that there's certain ones that we identify and understand as more solid is just that we talk about them more. Artists paint their picture. They've got like a stronger blueprint to where they seem more physical and real to us because of how strongly they come through. And then there's many angels that are just in energy and light beings that are assisting us in the behind the scenes. Kind of like this interview, we see you and I, but there's all these beings working behind the scenes also that help this flow and help it work. So sometimes we don't see them, but that doesn't mean they're not real. And so there's different layers of how angels will come through from the ethereal realms of a very high vibrational, intelligent being that passes along wisdom and understanding. And then there's earth angels, which are many of my clients actually are coming to awaken and remember who they are. And they are in the form of a human, but they're actually earth angels who have dwelled in different realms and different levels of consciousness and have chosen to come here on the planet at this time to go through tests, to go through trials and darkness and really low vibrational experiences, because it was to help condition and to teach them about it. So it's almost like I think of earth angels as just being these badass warriors that had to go to earth boot camp, and they had to learn, firsthand all these lessons. And then as they come out of that low vibrational experience, they can shine that light and inspire others to come out as well. And that's pretty much what's happened in my personal story. And I've always, even from being a little child, I saw angels. When I was little, like 2 or 3, I remember just talking to them and sometimes wishing I could go home, and just this feeling that's always been there. And I had to learn in my 30s to kind of come to terms with my human life that, I'm here, I chose to be here. Okay, what did I choose to come here for? What's my mission? And then things started to really start changing for me, because I was leaving all that darkness where I was confused. I had kind of lost my light, lost my direction. And it was a part of the journey. It was a part of my mission. And I feel like now the beauty is I'm assisting earth angels who are at that place of awakening to, like you say, reawaken your brilliance is exactly what's happening on the planet. Every one of us is coming from this wounded sense of self and this I'm not good enough. I have to go and seek external things to fulfill me. And we're really coming into a place where, as we understand we are good enough now, we can truly clear all of that lower vibration that taught us otherwise, and then we can step into our power and be very powerful catalysts for shifts on the planet. And it's happening.
I agree with that, absolutely. And it's interesting, Tanya, because I've had a lot of people on here who would refer to themselves as light workers, way showers, different terms like that. And so many of them, and I would put myself in that category. I'm not someone who's a healer, but I see my mission is disseminating information, showing the way and giving a voice to those who maybe aren't given a voice but need to reach more people like yourself. And yes, all of those have seemed to have these struggles, and I think the struggles had enabled them to be more light, to be able to share that. And so you're just another example of that. So I think that's wonderful for people who are watching and might want to know. And we actually have a question, and this is from Amnon, who read my mind. Do angels really have wings, or do they look like you and me?
Nice. Okay, so I, in visions and in meditations and dreams, when I've had spirit guides and angels come to me, some of them do actually have wings, and I've seen them in that way. But often when I am with a client in a healing and I feel the presence of angels, I'll see colors, or I'll see movement of energy, like sparkly lights, like just pixels of white light everywhere. Different energies of colors moving in. And so a lot of the paintings I've created are, like I have a painting called Angelic Light, and it came from when I had a sinus infection, and I remember I was meditating and Archangel Ariel came in and she was telling me I should go and paint and it would heal my congestion, and I was just like, hey, what? So I went outside and I'm painting, just in the groove, flowing, listening to my music, and it's this blue painting. And later I was all done and I didn't even realize, but my congestion was totally cleared up, and I was really working with the color blue, which in color therapy it's connected directly to the throat chakra, and it was connecting to my speaking my truth and clearing out that congestion that was blocking my truth. And what was funny is when I stepped back, my husband at the time, he looked over at it and he was like, that's so weird. Like, why did you paint sinus on there? And I was like, what? So I looked at it, and in a very abstract way, it said sinus. And so sometimes I feel our angels have a sense of humor of how they'll come through and assist us. And they'll use things like, just like that example